Hello, my name is Luciana Fonseca and welcome to my video about sound waves. In this video, I will talk about what are sound waves, some of their characteristics, and how do echoes work. I will also talk about how humans create sound, and to explain some of the things mentioned before, I will have two labs and I will also explain the math behind the speed of sound. First of all, what are sound waves? A sound wave is the vibration of air particles. These particles start moving other particles, causing a wave. This wave can move through different mediums like liquids, solids, and gases, and it can also be reflected on different surfaces. A sound is measured in dB, which is decibels. The speed of sound is 243 meters per second, which is very slow compared to light, which is 300 million meters per second. Sound waves are classified as longitudinal waves. This means the vibration is parallel to the direction the wave is moving. A longitudinal wave is a mechanical wave. This means they need a medium to move through. Sound can travel through air and water. In water, a sound wave travels further. This explains why whales can hear each other miles away. In this picture from the website TopPR, we can see how amplitude works in a longitudinal wave. In the FET, we can see how changing the amplitude changes the distance from the top of the crest to the median line. Amplitude affects what we hear as loudness. This means that a higher amplitude makes a louder sound and a lower amplitude makes a softer sound. The frequency of a wave is measured by the amount of oscillations per second, and it's given in Hz. A higher frequency in a wave causes a high pitch. This noise are what we hear as shrieks. Frequency is something that can be measured, and pitch is a human perception of that frequency. This means that there is no way to measure the pitch of a sound. How is the human voice made? Sound that humans produce is made by the vocal cords, which are located in the larynx, which is also known as the voice box, which is made of soft tissues and ligaments. Sound is produced when air is pushed by the diaphragm and chest into the vocal cords. The vocal cords vibrate to create a cycle, and when the air is pushed, the lower part of the vocal folds open, and then the top part also open. The pressure when this happens lowers and causes the lower folds to close, followed by the top folds. This is known as the Bernoulli effect, which is what causes a puff of air to be released. The larynx produces sound in the form of vibrations. These vibrations are amplified by the pharynx. The nose, mouth, and nasal cavities change the vibrations produced by the pharynx into sound other humans can understand. Also, the vocal tract resonators are the ones that amplify and modify sound to convert it into voice. Echoes are when a sound wave is reflected. When a sound wave is reflected, they are normally reflected from a hard surface, like a wall or a floor. Some surfaces or rooms filled with furniture like couches, pillows, and curtains don't reflect sound. When the sound is reflected, the wave is sent back to the person. This lab will show how sound travels slower than we think. The second lab will be about echoes. I will record how sound works in a room that has a lot of walls and very little furniture. This will allow the sound to create more echoes since there are a lot more surfaces for the sound to be reflected on. There are two equations that can be used to find the speed of sound. One of them is a lot more complicated and the other one is a much simpler version. The first one, we get the speed of sound to be 330.7 meters per second. And from the second one, we get 343 meters per second. This is because in the first one, there are a lot of variables that could affect the results. A summary about sound waves is that they are longitudinal waves. They are affected by frequency and amplitude. They cause echoes, and that sound, as we hear it, comes a lot later than the action.